So CDC agrees that the beneficial effect of fluoride depends on fluoride being in the right amount, in the right place, at the right time, correct?
Yes.
Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you all are enjoying the holiday season. I wanted to take a second here and provide a brief update about our lawsuit against the EPA on fluoridation chemicals. And next week, January 7th, we have our next hearing in the case. It will be aired via Zoom, so people can watch it live, and fans should be providing the access information next week. It's a significant hearing, and I expect there will be some substantial argument heard then. But one of the things and one of the benefits of this litigation over the past 3.5 years is we have been able to depose quite a few scientists, including scientists from the federal agencies, federal health agencies, including from EPA and the Centers for Disease Control. And as you know, in the months ahead, and I expect throughout 2021, we will be releasing the transcripts and some of the videos of these depositions, because I think that they provide some important insights and admissions from the federal agencies on this policy of fluoridation. And I guess as sort of a preview of some of these materials, I'm going to show you here just a small sampling of clips. But again, there's a lot more material, but we'll get to that later next year. So I'd like to start here, first of all, with some clips of my deposition of Casey Hannan. Now, Casey Hannan is the director of the Centers for Disease Control's Oral Health Division. And Mr. Hannan appeared in this litigation as the representative of the CDC on certain topics that we identified. So basically the way it works in litigation is you can serve a notice of a deposition on a corporation or a government agency, and in your notice, you identify various topics that you want to have a person, a human being, appear and represent that agency or corporation. And Mr. Hannan was selected by the CDC to represent the CDC on these topics that we identified ahead of time. So in effect, Mr. Hannan in this deposition is the voice of the CDC. In legal terms, he's what's called the 30B6 representative. And amongst the topics that we identified for the CDC are the benefits or lack thereof of prenatal exposure to fluoride and infant exposure to fluoride.
The CDC's conclusion in 2001 is that they had good evidence, high quality evidence to show that fluoride supplements do not provide a benefit for children when given during pregnancy, correct?
Yeah, when given to pregnant women.
Okay. And is CDC aware of any information published subsequent to 2001 that would in any way change that conclusion?
I can answer in my personal capacity. I'm not aware of any additional studies.
Okay, and you are the director of the CDC's Oral Health Division, correct?
Currently, true.
Okay, so if a pregnant mother wrote an email to CDC asking, if I drink fluoridated water during my pregnancy, will that provide a benefit to the teeth of my baby? CDC would not answer yes to that question, correct?
If we were to get an email as such, We would summarize our understanding of the evidence in saying we have not found evidence that supports that shows benefit to the child if community water fluoridation or some other form of fluoride is ingested by the mother.
So I'd like to now move on to topic 13, which, as set forth in our notice, is CDC's position, if any, on whether exposure to fluoridated water during the first 6 months of life provides a benefit to teeth and the basis for said position. I take it you are prepared to answer questions on this topic today?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Is the CDC aware of any evidence demonstrating benefits from consumption of fluoridated drinking water during the first 6 months of life?
We are not aware of any evidence.
Okay.
So as you can see, when we deposed the CDC in this lawsuit, and we asked the CDC to provide us any evidence that it has to show a benefit from prenatal fluoride exposure or early infancy fluoride exposure, the CDC's answer was, we don't have any evidence. We're not aware of any evidence that exposure during early life produces a benefit. And that's a significant fact that I really think policymakers need to be mindful of, because this is the period of life, prenatal, early infancy, where the risk of neurotoxicity, whether it's reduced IQ or ADHD outcomes, appears to be at its greatest. So you have a situation where there's a clear identifiable risk, and a serious one, without any offsetting benefit. So the question that I think this evidence begs to be asked is, why would we be exposing each year millions of pregnant mothers and millions of bottle-fed infants to fluoridated drinking water? What's the purpose? What's the point? Does it make sense when, as we now know, there's no benefit to these populations? There is a risk. There's a risk of potentially affecting the brain. So why be exposing them still to this toxic compound?
So CDC agrees that the beneficial effect of fluoride depends on fluoride being in the right amount, in the right place, at the right time, correct?
Yes.